God bless football, Billy Gill.
God bless football, Mikey A.
God bless football, Lucy.
God bless college football, everybody.
Oh, yes. Lucy is so excited. We are just a week away from the start of the college football season. Look at her. She's joining us from the woodshed.
I can't wait.
Chris Fallica, the Bear, is going to join us coming up because we have some unfinished business. We have our top 15, 16, or 17 decent sports media members. Yes, go ahead, Billy.
Well, so the way this was explained to me beforehand was we want to do a college football preview. So we're going to have on Lucy and we're going to have the Bear. Yeah. And the way you just set that up is Bear's not previewing college football. He's just listing people that are nice in the media.
He did that last week.
Yeah, listen, go to last week's episode. Bear was on. He previewed the upcoming college football season. We didn't have enough time to get to our top 15, 16, or 17 decent sports media members. So we're going to do it today. I mean,
okay. What better time than right before college football season to randomly rank how nice people are?
No, I think this is the last. Lucy, would you agree? This is the last week I could do something like that because next week the games start. So I figured I'd do it now, you know?
Oh, I feel like you have from February to the end of July to do that.
Yeah.
Okay. Agreed. I feel like I could do it whenever I want, to be honest with you.
Well, I feel like you would do it whenever you want. Yeah.
Lucy, I'd be interested because last week we did ask the Bear. It's essentially a brand new sport, college football. It's going to be unlike any season we've ever seen because it's the first season with the new rules and expanded playoff. What are your feelings headed into it? Because Bear had some concerns, as do I, about when you get to like Michigan, Ohio State, how much meaning will that game actually have? Will teams be sitting their starters? So I am worried about stuff like that.
I am not so much worried. Like, obviously, I'm excited college football is back. That's my top emotion for the entire month of August. I think more than anything, I'm just like uncomfortable where I'm like, I don't really know what I'm getting into. Like, we've been looking at some scheduling down the season. I'm like, Oregon, Ohio State, what an awesome game. And then my brain's like, remember, Lucy, that's a conference game. That's a conference game. Right. Miami, Cal, conference game. Like, my brain still can't really wrap my head around this whole, like, ever-changing landscape. Honestly, like, I'm just so excited that college football is back. I don't care. Put anybody in anyone's conference. Like, I'm watching. It doesn't matter. It's going to be a weird adjustment. I don't necessarily know if it's for the best, but, like, truly at this point, it's been 8 months without it. I don't care at all. Just give me my college football.
Do you know where you're going already for the season? Like, do you have your entire season already kind of planned out?
Yeah, so I planned it out. The problem is they keep saying no. So we're going to try to make it work. But yes, I've like list out a couple games each week that I think would work. But the schools keep saying, we don't want you here, Lucy. And that's super rude of them.
That is kind of rude, yeah.
It is.
Yeah,
they say it just like that?
They don't say it exactly like that, but I can tell that's what they mean, you know.
Tell me a school who has said that. I want to just give me one.
But don't cause yourself any don't do any damage to yourself professionally, but tell us which schools we have to hate.
Yeah, let me do the damage.
It's a team I already am not a fan of. That's all I'll say. And you could probably guess.
Does it rhyme with Shrim Shride?
No, it actually was not them. Alabama, please say yes. Please say yes.
What'd you have it rhyming with again?
Shrim Shride.
We love the Shrim Shride.
Those are real words.
Roll Schmide.
Mikey, yeah, you had a
I was still Shrim Shrine. Lucy, the top 25 AP poll came out, and I was looking at the top 12, and I was like, that'd be a pretty cool playoff. But I'm looking at them like probably a bunch of these teams aren't going to make it. Who's like the teams that you're like, nope, they're not going to make it. They're out.
Oh, that's a good question. I would say, well, it's very weird because you say, okay, the top 12 aren't going to make it. And then my brain's like, well, Lucy, only 4 teams make it. That's not true anymore. There are 12 teams that make it. I don't think Michigan is going to make it. I don't think Michigan is a bad team by any means. I think they are a great team, but they have lost more than almost any team in the country, not including their head coach. So they're a team I'm questionable about. Florida State's the same way. Like, I don't know if there's been a team that's lost as much as Florida State and Michigan have. The whole thing is super odd. And like, I don't know how this is going to go. All I can say right now is I guarantee you they're going to put Notre Dame in no matter what happens.
Mm-hmm.
Or is it Schmoder Dame?
When they put Notre Dame in, is there a possibility of you covering that, or have you been told go away, Lucy?
No, Notre Dame has. We've never talked to them before, but I assume they're really nice. They're Catholic.
You assume, right?
Did you see they're going to have their own Hard Knocks?
Yeah, I did. Did you see that Jessica's going to be in it? I don't know if I'm allowed to say that.
No.
Wow,
What?
Wow. Breaking news.
I really hope I'm allowed to
second.
say that.
I hope Jess is in it. Mike Golick isn't.
Yeah.
I mean,
no, she is going to be in it.
really?
Wow.
She's the head coach now.
Lucy, when you think about it, Notre Dame with their own television contract and being, staying independent, never joining a conference, they were really ahead of the times, right?
It makes me so angry because, like, as a kid, I was taught to hate Notre Dame. Like, I remember my dad sitting me down and being like, they think they're too good for the Big Ten. Like, you cannot approve of that. And now they had the whole thing right the entire time. They get to be in a conference when they want to be, and they don't have to outside of that. And because of that, if they schedule 2 to 3 good games a year, where they're automatically a top 10 team every year, they have an automatic bid to the playoff.
Right. I think most people would say your dad didn't do that to you, but I actually believe that conversation happened, and it happened just like that with you. Yes.
Absolutely did. It was like, I'm like 7 years old, like, all right, got it. All right.
He took you down to that woodshed that you're in right now. Yes. And he explained
TV's off.
to you. I want to do some Lucy or Goosey with you if you don't mind.
Always.
Yeah, I have a couple here. So I'll get started here with Miami being ranked 19th in the preseason. Lucy or Goosey?
Goosey, because preseason polls don't matter. All right. Preseason polls are never right. Like, we thought TCU was going to be, I didn't think TCU was going to be great last year. I'm smarter than everybody else. But
yes,
last year we had TCU was a top 25 team. It doesn't really matter. There's always a top 10 team that falls out. Miami is talented. They have a pretty easy schedule. I don't trust Mario Cristobal at all. Like, not even a little bit. You know what? The same game management issues are still going to last. So whatever, put them at 19. They'll fall out when they lose to Georgia Tech or something.
You don't think they'll make the playoff?
No.
Okay, good.
Wow.
Florida Gators head coach Billy Napier will last the season. Lucy or Goosey?
I'm going to go Lucy. Very not confidently.
Wow.
I don't know if you guys have taken a look at Florida's schedule. It's disgusting.
Yeah, brutal.
They have 7 teams in the top 25 on their schedule. Like, if they win 7 games, they should probably be a playoff team with the schedule they have. I don't think Florida's very good. Like, I think they have a lot of talent. I just remember watching them last year being like, I don't know if I've ever seen such like an undisciplined team. But with how hard that schedule is and with how high his buyout is, I think they might wait till the end of the season.
All right. Georgia Clemson is the game Lucy is most looking forward to opening week. Lucy or Goosey?
Goosey. There's so much going on week 1. There's so much going on.
Notre Dame, Texas A&M.
Notre Dame, Texas A&M, Penn State, West Virginia, like they're LSU, USC. There's so much happening that it's like, The week 1's always the best though, because college football gets like Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday.
Yes. A Monday night game. Yeah.
The Monday night game is so great. Last year it was Clemson Duke. It delivered. It was perfect. So I'm really excited.
I think it's Florida State this year, yeah.
LSU USC sounds like a good game to go to.
No. No. We didn't get denied from them. LSU and USC have both said yes to us previously in the past. So
okay.
We're fans for life.
Billy's going to find this school out if it kills them. Was it UM?
Or forget I'm playing this game in 5 minutes.
Whoa, at UM!
As in the University of Miami?
Mike Bryant can't get you access?
No. Miami didn't say no. We aren't going to ask Miami.
Florida?
Florida loves us.
Florida
I'm a huge Gator. They sent me a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, didn't they send you a care package?
They sent me the craziest care package of my life.
By the way, if you want to send us a care package, #send us stuff. And Lucy, I don't know if you're going to be joining us during the regular season as frequently. You're welcome to. I would love to have you on every week if you'd like and kind of tell us the ins and outs of college football. And also, while you're around, maybe people can send us stuff.
Right. Yes.
Please send us stuff. And I think I'm supposed to be around.
Good.
Okay.
All right. I have you joining us every week, just so you know. I mean, I haven't talked to anyone, but I'm planning on it, okay?
I'll put it in the calendar.
Ryan Day will last the season at Ohio State. Lucy or Goosey?
He'll last the season. I'm Lucy on that. Ohio State is probably the second most talented team in the country behind Georgia. Like, they put together a transfer portal class that I don't think the college football gods could have imagined. It's so good. Ohio State should make it through the season undefeated. They should beat Michigan. But if they don't beat Michigan, he's done at the end of the year.
All right. Oregon is the best team in the Big Ten. That sounds weird. Lucy or Goosey?
I think I'm Lucy on this one.
Same.
Wow.
I think they're really good. Oregon, Ohio State, October 12th is pretty much going to be the battle for the Big Ten. I know people are throwing Penn State in the conversation, but I don't necessarily think that Penn State is up to their caliber. I have said this forever. I'm sure we could go back and find it. Dan Lanning is the next class of coach. He is the next Nick Saban, Kirby Smart sort of like era around him. So I think that this Oregon team is so good. They picked up Dylan Gabriel in the portal from Oklahoma. They have Dante Moore as a backup to him. Like, their quarterback room is so good. They have so much talent, and like, they have done NIL so well that Oregon is a really tough team to beat. My only concern with Oregon is you are now in a completely different conference that plays a completely different style of football than the Pac-12. But I think they are so talented that they'll be good.
4 or more teams will make the playoff out of the SEC. Lucy or Goosey?
I'm going to go Goosey. I think that this year we'll see so you have 5 automatic bids, including a group of 5 school, which leaves 7 spots left. I think 3 of them will go to the Big Ten and the other maybe 3 will go SEC, and then you'll have 1 left over. I really don't foresee anybody in the Big 12, ACC, and definitely not group of 5 entering the playoff. This playoff is pretty much molded for the Big 10 and the SEC and Notre Dame.
Alabama gets in. Lucy or Goosey?
Alabama will get into the playoff.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yep.
Alabama is going to have a drop off from 12 wins to 10 wins. All right, you're good.
Oof. Yep. Yeah. 10 wins will get them in every year.
That used to matter.
Yes.
That used to matter.
You survive in Tuscaloosa. And the best part is when they get 10 wins and not 12, their fans are going to be like, we got to burn this thing to the ground. Everything's over.
Yep, no doubt.
October 12th, you mentioned Oregon, Ohio State.
Yeah, what's happening?
I'm going to cover that one. Or
We asked.
Oregon or
an
Ohio
answer.
State?
Yeah, you don't have an answer yet?
We're waiting on an answer. So they
right,
have
that's
not
not a
said
no.
no.
Okay,
And
so we can-
I love Eugene. You know, they filmed Animal House there. Love it.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. I take Georgia over the field to win the national championship. Lucy or Goosey?
Absolutely, Lucy. It's right now, like the way things are panning out, it feels like it's going to be Georgia, Ohio State. They seem to be the 2 best teams. However, Georgia has a road game at Texas.
Right.
That is going to be such an insanely big game. I believe Georgia also plays, I don't think they play Alabama this year. Georgia is so much more talented than everyone else.
Crazy.
So much more talented than everyone else. And they were last year. There was just one game that you lose to Nick Saban, you slept up, and now you're out. That's not the case this year. If Georgia slips up, they will survive and they will win the national championship.
We should take the under with every Iowa game this year. Lucy or Goosey?
Lucy.
Yes.
Iowa held their little scrimmage thing, and Iowa's quarterbacks combined for 45 yards. Stop laughing so hard.
Wow.
7 for 21 from Cade McNamara.
Yeah.
It's a big day. I mean,
It's one
Hiding
of
the
his-
good stuff for the
It's
regular
one of his
season.
best. So, yeah, I was really excited for college football, and I convinced myself that Iowa was going to make the playoff. That's all gone.
right, but Iowa, you know how this works. Like Iowa, they always start 4-0. Everyone starts telling us their coach, he should be the best. He'd be the best NFL coach of any college. Because then they lose 3 out of the next 4. They fall into the top 25, and no one talks about Kirk Ferentz anymore.
And then we end up ranked 23.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Iowa should start the season 23 and end the season 23.
If there was
That's how
a
I believe.
23-team playoff, they'd be in every year, Lucy.
Every year.
All right, we're looking forward to this, at least in my mind, every week. But you and Billy will figure that out. Thank you, Lucy. You're so excited. Look at you. You're glowing.
I got my book.
Oh, my God, a book. She has a book. What is that?
It's my Phil Steele.
Oh, my God, the Phil Steele. Billy has it, too.
Love the Phil
I
Steele.
take notes. I annotate it.
I want to turn Billy into Phil Steele. Bill Steele.
Bill Steele. Ooh, wait, which cover did you get?
I got the ACC one.
Mm.
What'd
one do
get,
you have?
Billy? Depends on where you buy it. What do you have?
Iowa's on.
Billy's confused because he doesn't know who's in what conference anymore.
Oh my God, Iowa's on it.
I think I got Big Ten.
Oh, that's nice. Yeah, I got ACC. It was kind of a bummer.
Where'd you buy yours, Billy?
Online.
Oh,
Nice.
Okay. All right, Lucy, we appreciate it. We will talk to you hopefully next week. What an exciting time. College football right around the corner. Thank you.
Thanks.
Billy is very confused as to why we're having you back this week.
That's so rude. That's not the truth.
No, in fairness to you, Billy, you were not here last week, and you're like, hey, we had Bear on last week, but you didn't know that we teased a top 16 list. I mean,
Exactly.
I was more confused by Stugotz announcing to me that you just refer to Don Shula as the cheater.
He is a cheater. I'm sure he's a cheater. I'm sure he's a cheater.
All right, explain it to him because Billy wasn't here last week, and I don't care if you can come on every single week and tell the same story and call Don Shula a cheater. But explain to Billy why you think he's a cheater.
Yeah, because he had the competition committee in his pocket. If he didn't like a rule, it got changed. And most notably, before the 1982 AFC Championship game, when Miami was going to get 47 inches of rain, he didn't put a tarp on the field to keep the field in playing conditions because he knew Freeman McNeil and the Jets were going to run all over him and go to the Super Bowl. And instead, he's like, let me make this field a muck because that will help my team, my slow plotting team that I have. And it sent an 11-year-old Chris Felica to his room, very unhappy for days.
How old are you now, Bear?
Do the math yourself.
Yeah,
I'm 52. 52.
Okay, 50. Let it go, man. Just let it go.
No. Dude,
well, you guys have had plenty of winning since then, right?
You're never going to
Hang on to that hate.
Wait, Billy said we've had plenty of wins since then. No, we haven't.
You've had plenty of things to celebrate since, as the Jets fans.
The Jets have had plenty of things to celebrate since then. Getting to
Name
the AFC
five, Billy. Name five.
With Mark Sanchez. Yeah.
Yeah, the Sanchez. That was big.
85. Yeah, 85. How about that? No, 86 it was, right? When the Jets started 10-1.
Yep.
And went to Miami on Monday night. And the loser Joe Walton kicked a field goal when they were down like 45-0 to avoid getting shut out.
Yes.
On Monday night.
Yeah, it was embarrassing. Yes. What have we celebrate? We celebrate signing guys who don't work out, like Brett Favre, Aaron Rodgers, right?
Exactly. Let's trade for Hassan Reddick, who wants a new contract, and we know he wants a new contract, and he's a malcontent wherever he's been, and he doesn't even play a game, and now he wants to be now he wants out.
Do you get bitter, Bear, when you see people who failed at the Jets go on and succeed in other teams? Like I could see a world. I could see a world where Sam Darnold takes the Vikings to the playoffs this year.
I bet Bryce Huff to lead the NFL in sacks this year at 100-1 because that is perfect Jets. Perfect Jets is a guy who was on the Jets. You trade for the guy on the team that you bring in Hassan Reddick, and then the Eagles say, okay, we'll take Bryce Huff and bring him in here. You know Bryce Huff is going to have a great year with Fangio, and now Hassan Reddick isn't even going to play for the Jets. Yeah. Even though I think he ultimately will. But like Bryce Huff leading the league in sacks this year, I would make that bet in a heartbeat.
I would take a flyer, Bear, on Sam Darnold winning MVP. I mean,
that's insane. MVP. That's crazy.
Sam Darnold over passing yards for the year. Absolutely. Yeah. Throw to Jefferson and Addison without a doubt.
You guys are bumming me out.
Sorry. Yeah.
Can't we do something about good people? Like, I'm excited for the Jets. Can't we do something else?
I'm excited.
You guys are bumming me out too.
All right, before we get listen, Bear is excited about the Jets. It's the most excited he's been since last year.
When I sent the text in August, I'm far too excited about this season. We know how this is going to end, and then I had to send that around to the same exact group four plays into the season.
And we will get to the good people in sports media, which is why Bear is on with us, because we teased it. I had a top 5. The way this started was I asked Bear to come on last week. He said, of course. I said, you're one of the good guys in sports media. You're in my top 5. And then I realized I couldn't really get to 5. And Bear said, let's do this on the air. I have a top 10. And then I said, you know what? I've thought about it. I too have a top 10. Then he texted me this past week saying my 10 has become 16. And now I've had to come up with 16 names. And that is hard. Very difficult task to come up with 16 decent sports media members.
What does that say about our industry?
That it
was
sucks.
funny because I think I think when I came on, I think I said I either had 10 or 12 or maybe like an Elite 8. And then I was like, oh, I forgot this person. I should probably put that person on too. And and so I'm like, you know what? Let's just go like NCAA tournament Sweet 16.
Okay. Is there anyone on your list that you had to put on the list just because you felt like you see him all the time? You had to. You don't really like him, but you had to put him on the list.
No. I did not do that. Like it's funny because I could have put Kirk on there, who I'm great friends with, but I didn't put him on there just because I'm great friends, and I know Kirk is not for everybody, and I know he can show a little angst every now and then, but Kirk is a great guy and he's a lifelong friend. But no, I did not put him in my 16 almost because I'm such a tough grader. And there were so many options that were just like, really, this person's like, forget it, salt of the earth.
Listen, if it makes you feel better, LeBatard's not on mine. So, okay.
Bear, before we move on from Kirk for a second, can I ask you, I read not too long ago an announcement that his dog is getting a show now. And as someone who's kind of trying to make his way through this whole media game, the idea that a dog is being given a show really grinds my gears. Not gonna
nepotism.
lie.
Yeah, nepotism.
Really? I'll have to
Pedetism.
Wow.
Pedetism. That's true.
It's weird. Like I knew he was so passionate about his dogs, but like I didn't realize like last year, like it got to the level that it did. But good for him. So I'm sure him and his sons and his dog, they'll be all right. Yeah. It's kind of like this internet sensation. It's all right. It's kind of like it's kind of like the old argument, like how can someone pay someone that much money? Like, hey, you're worth what someone's going to pay you.
There you go. Yeah. All right, we'll get to this list. Billy was saying right before you came on that this is a masterclass by Jim Harbaugh in distraction. The Michigan stuff over there, Colin Kaepernick is going to be my coordinator. Do you agree?
Like, didn't the offer come like a couple of months ago too, and like he just like hasn't commented on it or like hasn't made a decision? Like I thought someone said that so he offered Kaepernick the position.
Yes,
a little ways ago, and he's still waiting.
Yeah, but that was under the radar. But now he has ratcheted it up because he's got
Harbaugh isn't exactly he's not exactly in the dark in what's going on at Michigan. He knows something's coming.
Well, how about that? How about that? Like Michigan saying Jim Harbaugh is going to be our honorary captain in the season opener after like the notice allegations came out and like Sharon Moore is mentioned in there. Jim Harbaugh is coming back for our national title and to be our honorary captain. Like maybe just I don't know. and then I think they kind of realize, this probably isn't the best look, and we don't want to be dealing with this. So.
Right.
Look, hey, you got your chip. You did whatever you did, and I think he's going to go. I think he'll be just fine out in LA. Maybe not this year, but that's what the Chargers needed, just to get a kick in the end.
Billy, you'll love this. Bear gave us a bronze, silver, and gold medal season-long picks last week. One of them, Mikey, was the Chargers, right?
Chargers under.
And right after he says it, Justin Herbert is reported to be out for the preseason and minus some time in the regular season. And Bear is texting me like, and I'm like, why? It helps your bet. It was a great bet. Like
that's why the Chargers and the Jets are like in the same family.
Yeah,
like, we can't have nice things.
Right. The Chargers. Their family's slightly better. That's all I'm saying. Like they
left their house. Their family abandoned them.
I wish the Jets would leave that house. I mean, for crying out loud.
Come back to where's Shea? I want Shea Stadium, 142J. That's where our seats were.
Yeah,
it was beautiful.
Oh, it was the best.
I like the idea.
It was like the Orange Bowl. It was a hole. It was a dump, but it was our hole and dump.
Yep.
I like the idea of the Jets playing at an actual demolished Shea Stadium. Like whoever wants to come can come. This is what you get.
They deserve it, right?
Yeah.
All right, Bear. So we'll go, you go, and then I go. We'll go 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, okay?
Okay, I'm going. I did it alphabetically.
Okay. Alphabetically? Listen, this is in no particular order. I just came up with 16 decent members of the sports media. That's it, okay?
I did it alphabetically because I didn't want to rank 1 to 16. I just like, here's an order. First one.
I have 17. I got to get rid of one. Go ahead.
Okay.
It's okay.
You're all right.
Okay.
All right. You can have a tie for 16th.
Okay, go ahead.
That'll work. Adam Amin is my first. Adam Amin is just a great dude. He's so down to earth. He's got. I remember like Adam, like he was seeking me out for like travel advice, and it was like, "You're amazing. Like you could do this. Like plan people's trips. I hit all your spots." And you see him at the football meetings. He just kind of like sneaks up behind you and just goes out of the way to like give you a hug or whatever, arm around, like just a super human being, Adam.
Okay. So I love you. We have to just like say the name, be very quick on the description of him. Otherwise, we will be here for 4 hours. Okay. Okay. So here we go. For me, first on the list, no particular order, Tony Reale. Around the horn, Tony Reale, one of the nicest people I have ever met, not just in the sports media, in my entire life. Okay, so I start with Tony Reale.
Jules Breach, who I met for the first time in LA last month covering Euros and Copa. What a sweetheart.
Okay, I'm going to go Scott Van Pelt. I have become, I want to say, friendly-ish with Scott Van Pelt. He wrote a chapter of my book. We talk a lot of golf. We bonded over talking about our dogs. I'm going to go with Scott Van Pelt, who has always been a big supporter of mine and a big supporter of the Dan Le Batard Show with Stugotz. SVP for me. Yes, Billy.
I love SVP. Check out the pod that he did with Jon Stewart where they talk about the dogs as well. It's great. Awesome.
Yeah.
Number 3 for me.
Hold on, Billy's got a question.
Can we do a thing? And this isn't an SVP specific. This is just, so if one of you says this person's nice and then the other one's like, well, that person's actually a real piece of crap, feel free to interrupt the other one and say that this person's actually a bad person.
Okay.
See, now I feel bad because SVP isn't on my list.
Wow. Right. Now I got you thinking, right.
Well, Stu has 17, so you can make 17 if you want.
Yeah, go ahead. I mean, I actually took it down to 16. I took Pablo off. So, I mean.
No.
I love Pablo. I'm joking. All right, so go ahead. Who's next for you?
Mike Breen.
Oh, he's on my list too. Good. Perfect. He's right in the exact spot.
Mike Breen is the reason I am in this industry. Mike Breen worked a courtside game, Knicks Heat, 1992, Miami Arena, did stats for WFAN, him and Clyde, said to him, hey, any chance at an internship at FAN during the summer in between years from Long Island, yada, yada. Absolutely. Call me when we get back from the road trip. He did hook me up with the people at FAN. People from FAN moved up to ESPN, and that's how I got in the door at ESPN. So Mike Breen, always I am indebted to him.
He is a decent human being, fundamentally decent human being. He's genuine and he's caring. He's on my list as well. I will tell you a quick story. We once had Mike Breen on the podcast. I made up an excuse that I had to go do something. I think it was an emergency. What I was really doing while Mike Breen was on hold talking to Mikey A over here for 15 minutes is I was interviewing Jake Paul. Love you, Mike. All right, next Bear.
Lee Corso. Lee is Lee. You talk about it. It's so funny because even last year when I was gone, like he would still call me regularly, check in, call me in the off season. Miss you so much. Our show misses you so much. Miss having you around. Hope you and Molly are doing great. Like always asks about my wife. Lee is 89, and God bless him. Maybe he have many more birthdays.
All right. We knew that was a lock to be on your list. Let's go. My next one is Jay Billis. Jay Billis has turned into a really good friend. Love him. Always available to us. Has been super supportive of both me and Dan the entire show. Jay Billis is next for me. Your turn, Bear.
Excellent choice. I'm going to go a little bit down Tobacco Road. Hubert Davis.
Ooh, Hubert Davis.
Broadcaster, now coach North Carolina. I got a few people on here, but you may not ever meet a more salt of the earth human being than Hubert Davis. The way he feels about faith, family, great sense of humor, just a salt of the earth human being.
All right. Billy, do you know who Hubert Davis is?
Yeah.
Okay. Elaborate
That's
a little
convincing.
bit.
Well, no, we got to keep it moving.
You're right,
12 to go each.
Apologies. Next up for me, Israel Gutierrez, one of the nicest people I have ever met in this entire industry or anywhere for that matter. Israel Gutierrez, next on my list, Bear.
Iron Eagle. Iron is awesome.
Jeez, I left them all. Jesus.
So we're one for one. We're 1-1 now with each leaving someone off. I left SVP off. You left Iron off.
Yeah, I love Iron. Yeah, but
it's mean to me.
Wait, hold on, Bear. I got to follow Billy's face whenever he makes this face. What's the problem with Iron Eagle?
We had him on once. He wasn't that nice to me, to be perfectly honest with you.
Well, see, that's in the rules of the parameter. You were saying, like, if we disagree, you can call someone out. Iron was at FAN when I interned there. I've known him since. He's got a great sense of humor. I am an Iron Eagle fan.
All right, next up for me is Christopher Mad Dog Russo. Christopher Mad Dog Russo. I mean, listen, I loved him before I ever met him, before I spent any time with him. And now that I have done both, met him and spent quality time with him, I love him even more. And I am co-hosting a show next summer. I'm looking forward to that. Christopher. Oh, yeah. Yeah.
I'm jealous. I have not seen him in a couple of years, unfortunately, but the last time I did see him, he actually remembered my name, like for when I was, because obviously he and Francesca were usually at FAN when I was there. But yeah, awesome dude. And the other day, I actually pulled up the Pac-Man Jones rant on YouTube because I needed a laugh.
Oh, wow. I think Billy, having met Christopher Mad Dog Russo at Radio Row for a couple of years now, I think Billy would acknowledge Chris Russo is a nice man. No?
Yeah.
He likes him.
I do like him.
People see the on-air, all that stuff, but great dude. That's a good one right there.
All right, who's up for you?
Alfonso Ellis, if Hubert Davis is like salt of the earth, LaFonso is like 1B. Right beneath that.
All right.
Most polite announcer that I ever worked with in the way he treated the people around him, research, and people that helped him out.
All right. Next up for me, just 10 to go. Mike Golick Jr. Mike Golick Jr. Has turned into, not only is he on this list, but he has turned in to just a great friend. He is always there for me, and I love him dearly. So Mike Golick Jr. for me, you're up there.
Haley Hartung. Never see her without a smile on her face.
Okay, perfect. I like that. That was very quick. Up next for me, Dominique Foxworth, one of my favorite people on the planet. Dominique Foxworth comes in my top 16 or 17 decent sports media members. Dominique Foxworth is the smartest, coolest guy anytime he walks into any room. And he is also one of the sweetest guys I have ever met. So Dominique Foxworth for me.
I unfortunately have not met him yet, but maybe I will. We'll have to get that done.
Yes.
Stu Holden is someone who I met at Fox last year when I first got there and working on the World Cup and the soccer coverage. Just a great dude. He just kind of took me, I don't want to say under his wing, but like immediately was like, okay, yeah, this guy, we kind of hit it off right away. So I am a big Stu Holden fan, just a good dude, loves his kids, takes his kids to a ton of soccer events as well. Good family man, and just a decent human being. Went out to do like dinner with him a bunch in Australia. Just love every minute I spent with him.
All right, next up for me is, and I don't think anyone will object to this because he's the nicest man in sports media. That is Tim Kirchin. Tim Kirchin is the nicest man. You left him off. You left him. How do you leave off Tim Kirchin? How do you leave off?
No, there's my 17th right there.
What is the matter with you?
Get out of here, Scott Van Pelt.
Sorry, SVP.
Now I feel like
out of here.
Also, alphabetically, the Golicks didn't make Bears list. I noticed too.
The Golicks.
Kirkchen, absolutely.
Yeah, you whiffed. It's okay. All right, go ahead.
I did whiff. Mel Kiper.
Oh, wow. I should have put. I left off Mel. God damn it.
Yeah.
Great
This
answer.
is good. This is good. Like we're like one upping each other each time. Like we're.
Well, what's good is I think there are 20 decent sports media members.
Yeah. Surprising.
Yes. I am not choosing anyone on this show, by the way, just so you know. You know how I feel about you, all of you. Okay, Billy, Mikey, you got it? Good. Whatever. Next up for me, Greg Cody. Greg Cody. There are very few people in my life. What? Why can't I put?
I'm not choosing anyone on this show, and you're.
I meant God bless
Greg Cody.
I meant God bless football.
What are you talking about?
I meant God bless football. Greg Cody. I am telling you, Bear. There are very few people in my life. You're one of them. That when I see them, I smile. Greg Cody has that impact on me. He just makes me smile. He makes me happy. Greg Cody's not on God bless football.
Oh gosh,
that was good. Perfect timing. All right, Greg Cody for me. Go ahead.
Zubin Mehenti. He's just a sweetheart of a guy. Like
AJZ,
always will like he would be like renowned for sending just long, well thought out, heartfelt emails, either like not necessarily feedback, but what a great job, or here's an idea. I ran into him outside the Stop and Shop here in Connecticut a couple of months ago for the first time I'd seen him since I left, and just we sat outside and talked for a half hour. Yeah.
All right. I love a good Stop and Shop.
Yeah.
He seems like he could shed a good tear of joy.
Yes. Yes, he could.
It's a great way to put it.
That's perfect, Billy. Next up for me is, and I think everyone on our show would agree with this, Stan Van Gundy. Stan Van Gundy, they don't get nicer than Stan Van Gundy. Genuine, sincere, awesome, great, supports me and Dan, supports everyone on our show. Stan Van Gundy, one of the great people in sports media.
Another one great people in sports media. And again, this is someone who I have never heard anyone say a bad word about. So I'm sure Billy's going to say something bad right now about Bill Raftery.
Oh, onions. Billy, say something bad about
I will never.
All right. Next up for me. This guy has turned into a really close friend, not just in sports media. There are sports media friends and your actual friends.
Yes.
This man has turned into an actual friend. I don't view him as a sports media member anymore. I just view him as my friend, and he's a great guy. Anyone who's gotten to know him, I think, would agree. And for me, it's Adam Schefter. Adam Schefter is on my list.
Yeah, I like Adam a lot, and our time on the draft and stuff was great. I wish I did get to reach that level of friendship like you have with him. But,
you got to meet his mom. She's a trip.
Oh, yeah.
Really?
She's number one on my list. Yeah.
Shefty's great. Actually, ironically, next on my list, a colleague of Shefty's, Laura Rutledge. Laura's great. Like Laura, like and I will like exchange like a couple of like recipe like suggestions or Laura's awesome.
All right, next up for me, by far the nicest Sports Center anchor of all time, Randy Scott. Randy Scott is thoughtful. He is caring. He was there for me when my mom passed away. Called me. We talked. Randy Scott has turned into a good friend, and therefore he is on my list.
I always enjoyed my interactions with him as well.
Yes, it was great.
Jenny Taft on my list again, someone who no one at Fox will ever say a bad word about. I mentioned how Kaylee always has a smile on her face. Jenny is someone who always has a smile on her face as well. I remember at the recent football seminar, like we had both been away for like 5 weeks, and all we wanted to do was get home. And that was a day like the airline systems crashed, and we were like, "Are we going to get the hell out of here today?" Unfortunately, we did. But yeah, Jenny's awesome.
All right, next up for me here is Stephen A. Smith. I know you see the rough exterior. I know he's always screaming. He's always yelling. But when you get Stephen A. in a private moment and you just talk to him, that man is calm, cool, thoughtful, genuine, real. He is a good man. Stephen A. Smith, and I need him to do something for my book, so that's why he's on the list. Stephen A. Smith.
You just saw my tagline, because I was going to say, did he write a chapter of your book too?
No, he did it. You did that. I mean, you're the best. Thank you.
Oh, no.
You're not number one, though, on my list there.
I know. Did Le Batard write the forward yet? Are we going to actually get a copy of this thing that I can actually read it?
I got to chop it down a little. It's longer than the book, the forward. I mean, it's enough. I mean, Jesus Christ, write your own book, for crying out loud. All right, who's next for you, Bear? We got to speed it up. They're getting mad at me. I can tell.
You got to speed it up. We're 10 minutes over.
10 minutes over. This is like
who cares?
This is like Olympic soccer stoppage time. We can add as much stoppage time. 16 minutes. What? Argentina.
What was that? That was insane. 16 minutes is ridiculous.
And it wasn't enough. They thought the match was over. They went back in the locker room.
They
and
postponed it.
More minutes. Let's go.
This is why no one trusts soccer. It's weird, man.
Yeah, Dickie V. Dickie V
I left him
is a gem of a man. Just awesome. The things he is done for me personally and professionally, and the way he treated Howie when Howie was let go from ESPN. Like Dickie V is a legend, and outside of anything that he does on the air for cancer, for the Jimmy V Foundation, like Dickie V is a legend.
One of the greats. Next up for me is Mina Kimes. I don't think anyone has a bad word to say about Mina Kimes. Her football knowledge is second to none, but as a person, I think really probably second to none. Mina Kimes is just an amazing human being, and I am happy to call her a friend, and so happy that she's been a part of what me and Dan do for a long, long time. So Mina Kimes for me.
I love her on the air. I love what she brings to all those shows, and I'm happy to hear that she's just as great of a person off the air as she is on the air with what she does, because I am a massive fan of her. Someone who has worked with Mina in the past and is still at ESPN, Field Yates. He might look like he's 17, but Field is, again, another guy always smiling. Field used to be the guy I always used to run into, like at the gym, like early in the morning before we got going, and we would just shoot. We just shoot it all, hit it off tremendously, and it's funny. Even since I've left, I've kept in touch with him and texted him, and it's like nothing's changed. So yeah, Field's awesome.
All right, so I am doing this on the fly here. I realized I have left Diana Rossini off. So my list, she has naming rights to the list. This is the Diana Rossini top 15 decent people in sports media.
Good
list.
cover. Good.
You like
good
that
cover there. Way to correct yourself there.
All right, 2 to go here. I have at number 2, I have Chris Felica, the Bear, at number 2. Yes.
I'm honored.
Well,
I appreciate that.
Yes, you probably wondering why you're not number 1, but
no.
No particular order.
I'm wondering how the hell I'm number 2. I just
no order.
To be a normal dude, man.
Listen, you could be 16. You don't know. I mean,
I appreciate making your list.
I don't understand this list because I've counted that you've already done 16, but you said this is number 2. You also said Mina Kimes is second to none, but she would be 3.
I don't know. Listen, we're just fine. I was just finding 17 decent people
in media.
He's second to none, no particular order.
Yes.
Got it.
And nobody that you work with on the show was on the list except for Greg Cody.
Yeah.
Yes.
But he's only there on Tuesdays, and he's not on God Bless Football. I mean, Billy would be on the list. Billy knows I love him. I mean,
no, that's okay. I don't care.
All right. Billy's on the list, okay?
That's fine.
All right. It's the Billy Gill top 15 sports.
Do you have anyone else on your list, Stugotz?
I have one, and I think Bear has one. No,
I'm done.
Oh, you're done.
16, yeah.
Oh wow, I ain't doing this list without saying Mike Golick. Mike Golick is a fundamentally decent human being that me, Mikey A, and Billy Gill have all fallen in love with. Mike Golick is the nicest guy in sports media. And as I say that, I realize I left off Greeny. Oh,
And we're back. And we're presented by Smirnoff. We do game days. Please drink responsibly. The Smirnoff Company, New York, New York.
And we're back.
Stugotz?
Yeah, I do. Well, yes, I love our sponsors, of course.
How you weave in a sponsor to a natural conversation.
I was very impressed with you, Billy.
So natural.
Stugotz, I have a story of the week if you would like one. But we don't have to get to that now because there's lots of things going on here, lots of NFL news. But again, this was kind of like our college preview / let's just talk good about people in the media, which is kind of a weird term.
Right. Let's talk good. Well, really what happened was the Bear and I exchanged text. I said, you're one of the great guys in sports media.
Yeah. No, we got
You're
it.
in my top 10. Yeah, but you know what? I didn't think I'd come up with 16 or 17 nice people in sports media. I was surprised and happy that I did. So
save those for July and June next year.
Yeah, for real.
I'm sorry, man.
Lucy tried to warn you, don't do this now. And sure enough, you did it. Yeah.
I did it anyway. I know. Sorry. Yeah. Anyway, you were saying.
Well, so you want to hear my story of the week?
Yeah, I would love it.
Absolutely.
Yes. Listen, there's Ayuk stuff to talk about. There's JJ McCarthy stuff to talk about. But on God Bless Football, nothing trumps the story of the week. Nothing.
Well, no, there's lots going on around the Patriots in New England. I don't know if you saw, they traded Matthew Judon, who was in the final year of a 4-year, $56 million deal to Atlanta. And in case there was any question, they are very clearly rebuilding in New England. So things haven't been good there lately, and it doesn't seem like they're going to be getting that much better this season in the near future. But that takes us to the location of this week's Story of the Week.
Wow, exciting.
That's right. So in New England, head coach Gerard Mayo was speaking to the media. He was not happy with the idea of some fights happening in the preseason. I don't know if you saw this, Stugotz.
No.
Okay, so fights happened in the preseason. Last week, we were talking about 5 fights happening amongst one team in the preseason. So Gerard Mayo has come up with a very simple rule that he told his players. He said, you know what? Quote, you don't fight in a real game. If you fight in a real game, you get fined and you get kicked out. So here is the message that Coach Mayo has given his players. If you get into a fight out there, if you're a starter, you're going to play the entire preseason game. If you're not a starter, you won't play at all.
Wow, I love that. I mean, I can't name any of his players, but I love that.
You could say that when Tom Brady's not on your team. You can't say that then, but like when Jacoby Brissett is your starter, yeah, sure. Jacoby Brissett starts a fight, he'll play the whole game because it doesn't matter.
It's an incredible rule because no one wants to play the entire game if you're a starter, and everyone who's not wants to get in.
Well, that's why he made that the rule.
The perfect punishment.
It is a perfect. Hey, starters, you're going to play in games that you don't want to play in. And hey, guys who aren't on the team yet, you can't play in the games that are most important to you. It's great. Yep.
Watch out, Don Shula. You've been looking out for the wrong New England coach to surpass you as the greatest coach ever.
Well, Shula's
cheater.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, guy, let it go. You were 11 years old. What's going on? It's insane. 52 now. He's still holding on to a grudge from 41
I'm holding the
years
mantle
ago.
for the Bear.
I'm with Bear on that as well. Billy, have we ever seen a hold in like we're seeing right now with Brandon Ayuk? This is crazy, man. He's holding in. He's showing up to practice.
So
he's standing on the sidelines, but he's showing up to practice. It's crazy.
It's so weird. Football's such a weird sport.
Well, the salary cap makes it. Listen, that's why you have parity in the NFL because of the salary cap, but the Niners had to know there's no way they were going to be able to sign all these guys. They still have to sign Brock Purdy next year. And by the way, the most important player on that team still unsigned, and he ain't showing up to practice. He's not standing on the sidelines. He will stand in his house until someone gives him a deal, and that's Trent Williams, who might be the best player in the NFL. I mean,
Stugotz, I saw, and we didn't have time for it this week, and I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to do a list show, even though we just spent like 30 minutes on a list of nice people. Yeah. And it's early. It was a list of the top 50 free agents in 2025.
Oh, wow. Can we do like 5 a week leading up?
Oh, man.
Can we do that? Can you figure it out?
I mean, the problem, though, is like Ayuk is on that list. And if he gets traded and he signs a new deal, he's no longer on the list. So you got to get this list out now, you know?
Sam Darnold's going to come back to haunt us. He's going to be the guy that comes back to haunt us. Yes. I'm very
Sam
nervous
Darnold
about
is
this.
going to be a starting quarterback for a team next year after he plays well this year.
A starting quarterback on a team that has Justin Jefferson.
Yeah.
Well, not the Vikings because they're going to go to JJ McCarthy, but Sam Darnold is going to get a starting contract next year.
What he's saying is he's the starter now by default, and he's going to play well enough to get a starting contract next season with another team.
Yeah, because of Justin Jefferson. Yes.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying.
I think the Jets will be looking for a quarterback next year.
Would you take him back?
Little reunited?
I think Sam Darnold's going to have such a big year that the guy they'll end up trading is JJ McCarthy. How about that?
That's insane.
Wow.
That is a crazy statement.
Why?
I don't think you believe that either.
Wait, so if Darnold has the big year You're gonna go to the unproven talent as opposed to the
number
guy who
10, the number 10 pick.
Yes, because you have to sign the other guy.
You're gonna do.
You have to sign the other guy.
Can you imagine
exactly
Darnold has a year? He goes back to the Jets.
You know they just let Kirk Cousins walk, right? Well, not walk, limp, because he was injured, but they let him go.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Too soon. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sorry. Big Kirk Cousins fans out there. Jeez.
You had him in the Hall of Fame last year, Billy.
Yeah, first ballot. I stepped back on that one.
God bless football.
It's back.